Hey everybody. Ooh,
Hello.
ooh, 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 ooh. How are y'all on this Wednesday? I hope you all doing good.
Hope y'all are staying safe.
Yay, yay, yay. It is, let's see. Hey Mama Mia.
Hi,
Hey,
Mimi.
hey Kai.
Ashley.
Hey Sam. Thank you for all the hosts, everybody. Hey Jet. Thank you for all the hosts.
Ben.
Cam. Katie. Yay, 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 yay. Are you all excited? We have another natal chart. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't want to be safe no more. Oh no, Sim. Why y'all want to be safe? Thank you for the host, Kai. Hey, Cam. Thank you for the host, Ty. So we have a special guest upon today. Ooh, 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 ooh. We have a D. Say hello,
There's no,
D.
there's nothing special about me, but
Oh
I'm
my
here.
God. I'm screaming. Well, we're gonna learn all about you today, D.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Not
whew.
the
Let me get my vodka bottle ready,
I've
okay?
been on
Not the
Sims all
vodka.
day. I'm ready to go. Hurt me. Hurt up me. I feel that Sam.
Oh, Mimi. Is this tea?
Wait, what?
That Mimi.
He's special, all right.
Mimi knows I can be there in 4.5 hours.
Go
Not
there
the
and then you
four
guys
and a
need to
half.
record it so I would like to see the
Put it
fight.
on World Star.
World star.
All right, we're kicking off good old Taurus season with DeAndre underscore. Make
Our
sure y'all
favorite
check out his
ritual.
stream. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Twin provided us with some dark mode up in here.
I had to switch it up a little bit.
Some of this might be in light mode because of the actual app I got. I don't know how to change it, so we're gonna be having a little darkness and light in here.
Darkness. The darkness is for Taurus season because they're dark. Mysterious.
But me and Twin did some research before we even got into these natal charts, so it's gonna be interesting to see
Mm-hmm.
how they coincide with what we've learned. Um, I want to see it live to take Bree with you so she can FaceTime me. Wow, guys. Not
Hey,
bottle of
Bree.
Verona. Oh my god. It'll be worth
And
it.
why is Mimi stockpiling Rona? That's the real question.
Mimi's toxic.
Literally.
Oh yeah, we do have a new episode of the podcast out. I can't remember which one it is. Let me go see really quick.
Hi, Cloud. How are you?
Hey CK. Let's see. Um, episodes. Oh, it is all about biphobia in the media.
That was a good
Let me
topic
go
that me
ahead
and
and
Twin talked
tweet
about.
these real quick. I forgot to tweet this one too.
That topic got very deep. It was very interesting. So I think you guys will definitely enjoy listening to that episode.
Oh yeah. Oh my bad. Y'all see me doing all that. My bad. I forgot. Um. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into these charts here.
Hmm.
Okay. Look at
Cam,
this.
actually, it is on several major little, podcast platforms. So if you got Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or you can listen to it on the Anchor link. It's also
Yeah.
on iHeartRadio, so it's on all the things. So
Yes. Should be on all the things.
hmm Hi, Naj.
Hey Naj. And if you miss anything here and it gets deleted, you can actually go ahead and check out our YouTube is also. We do have previous episodes of our stream here on there as well, because we do a double stream. But yeah, you should still be able to listen. It'll just give you ads if you don't have Prime. You'll still be able to listen. Those damn ads, you know. But D is a sun in Taurus. Oh wow, you have a Gemini ascendant? Oh,
Very interesting.
Virgo moon. Oh,
That part stood out to me.
oh.
I'm scared.
We got some another Taurus and that Mercury. Mm-hmm. Your Mars and Aries. Oh, interesting. Oh, let's go down here.
Nice little mixture he has.
He does. He does. Let's see. Is it catching up? Make sure it's catching up. Nope.
Well then.
That sounds like a strong fart.
People outside.
Okay, I guess I'll have to refresh it. I don't know why this does that, but anyway, oh, you got, oh, interesting. You got a couple of ties in here. You have a masculine and feminine is leveled, and you're fixed and you're mutable, and oh no, your cardinal is more. Your cardinal is more. And you have a lot of earth energy and a little bit of fire under there. Interesting. You have 0 water, which is very interesting because I've never seen anybody have a 0 on their chart. That's very interesting. All right, let's see.
Time to get into the sun. So, of course, we know the D has Sun in Taurus, as he is a Taurus, and the sun represents vitality, a sense of individuality, and the outward shining creative energy. There is something very solid about Taurus natives. I don't know what I was about to say. No matter what the rest of their charts say about them, though they will be dependable most of the time, they generally show itself more in habit than in outright helpfulness. Taurus natives are sensual folk, and this includes sex, but extends to pleasures of all areas. They delight in the sensual pleasures of food, a comfortable blanket, a richly colored aquarium to look at, the smell of flowers or spring rain, pleasing melodies from their stereos, and so forth. I'll already say one thing that me and Twin learned about Tauruses are they kind of like the luxurious, finer things in life, and we all know D, and I'm gonna just leave that at that. We don't call him a rich whore for nothing, but you know.
Period.
Some might even say they live through their senses more than most. When Taurus natives work, they work hard. They do it with a steadiness that may rarely be considered quick. Rather, it's dependable, plodding, and steady effort that has its payoffs. Security is immensely important to Taurus. Some of them actively seek wealth, while others are content to be comfortable. The Taurus definition of comfortable may not be exactly the same as the rest of the signs, but comfort is definitely a driving force. Although hardworking, their fixed and comfort-loving nature sometimes makes them appear lazy. This is only because they separate work and leisure so well. When they work hard, and when they don't really play as much, they relax. A solar Taurus who has kicked his or her feet up is rooted there. You'd be hard-pressed to get them to move. On a mental level, you'll likely have the same problem. Taurians stick with things and ideas. Therein lies one of the reasons why they are known for their stubbornness. Taurus is a fixed sign, and they have a fair measure of tradition and steadiness in their makeup that keeps them rooted. The possessiveness associated with Taurus shows up in all areas of life in some way. Taurus likes to own things, and sometimes people. A nice home, a piece of land, this can be modest, a paid-off car, the aquarium mentioned earlier, a couple pets, maybe a solid business. In a relationship, there is an earthy kind of possessiveness that may be considered jealousy by some, but there is actually quite a difference between being possessive and being jealous. Taurus natives are rarely jealous and petty. They do, however, think of the people they love as theirs. It adds to their sense of security. And the short description is he is strong-willed, he has charm, and he is tolerant and stoical. He likes pleasure in the good things in life, appreciates the arts. Weaknesses, obstinacy, laziness, and he can be materialistic. Okay, we can take a pause right here. So, D, are there any things that are standing out for you so far?
All of it. I feel like most of it is correct.
Mm-hmm.
because like especially like the work thing, because when I go to work, like if I'm not there, nothing gets done. Like I was telling y'all earlier, how like one of my team leads texted me today, and she was saying that she missed me, and it was like it's like a total wreck at work because I'm not there, because I usually do everything. I don't like having stuff just sit there and just like not be done. Like I have to have it done. Like I'm gonna panic if it's not done. And then with the more leisure thing, and I that is very much me, because like when I sit back, I'm not. I just like to relax. Like when I'm playing a game or something, I'm not doing it just for, you know, competition. Like I'm just playing it to relax. Like I don't care if I win or lose. Except for an Overwatch, if I'm trying to get a skin. Other than that, I really.
I'm dead. Interesting. Okay, twin, what did you see here?
I saw a lot of things that I think were very D.
Ah.
The things that we mentioned, we already know that D likes, he likes nice things. He likes things. I think we know that about D, because D's always like got this new thing, or, and I think you also, from what I know about you, you don't like cheap stuff. I don't think D like, he's not somebody who, is just gonna go and be like, oh, this little cheap little thing that looks cheap. D likes
I like
more.
name brand.
Exactly, material. He likes those type of things. So I was like, this is definitely D. What else did I see? I do D. I love you, but I do think, not. I don't want to say you're possessive, but I do agree that when you have people you care about or are close to you, you're like, this is my person. Like,
Oh.
but I don't think you do it in like a rude way. But I think it's more of, I have a special connection to this person, and they're like my person. Like, not in like a this is my property type of thing. Not like that, but like, because that sounds like slavery. We're not gonna do that. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, to be
I'm not at work.
fair, I don't know if this pertains to you, D, but I know that me and Twin did do research, and it is more of a possession thing. It is a possessive thing with things that they like, material things, people. It's very possessive. So I wonder if we're going to see more of that in your chart.
Indeed, you. I'm not gonna ask you that.
D is a
That's
slave
problematic.
owner. Noted.
That's what I was thinking. At one part when I was reading that, I was like, "Are they saying that D is a slave owner?" But
I can be very possessive when I see something I like I'm just like, that's gonna be mine. It may not be today, it may not be next week, but it's going to be mine.
All right.
We learned about that. That's so crazy.
Let me find out. D is a textbook Taurus.
Exactly.
You love to see it.
All right.
Okay. So now we're getting into your sun. I mean, your rising in Gemini, and you also have a sun in the 12th house. So you have a tendency to be introspective, and you need some space and seclusion in order to pull up your strength. You may avoid the spotlight, and if you do find yourself in a public role, you tend to hide your true self behind the role. Because your will is directed inwards, you need to find a path for yourself that allows you to get away from it all, at least some of the time. Honor your need to be alone with yourself and avoid over identifying with your inner world to the point that you truly feel alone in the crowd. You shine when you serve others in some way. Your compassion sets you apart from others, but try to work with it rather than let your compassion work against you by reinforcing your own sense of loneliness. And then there is a negative 34 square between the sun and Uranus. Your identity rides on your sense of personal freedom. It can be quite a challenge to get to do what you don't want to do, simply because you see any attempts by others to push you in a certain direction as threatening your sense of freedom. You are a very dynamic person who questions tradition and authority, yet paradoxically, you can be quite set in your ways. Although a humanitarian in many ways, you can be a little brusque when it comes to sentimentality or what you perceive to be excessive attachment to the past or to tradition. oh, excuse me, you can have a lot of nervous energy and defensiveness. It can be difficult to hold a 9 to 5 job to develop steady routines. You work best when you manage your own schedule and you work in spurts. When you are hit with creative inspiration, you are capable of tremendous effort. However, you can be quite temperamental, and it is very hard for you to pour your heart and soul into something that you don't feel for at the moment. You don't like superficiality or pretense, which is an admirable trait. However, your disdain for pretense can be problematic in a world where people are expected to perform whether they are inspired or not. You should try your best to channel your high levels of intuition, inventiveness, spiritedness into creative endeavors or important causes. You might find that you encounter much less resistance in a day-to-day life this way. And then finally, we have a negative 30-degree square between the sun and midhaven. He struggles with finding a career that suits his personality. He may not face up to problems, and his plans are often difficult or even impossible for him to realize. So, out of that, D,
Oh
is
wow.
anything standing out to you?
Um, that last part, since it's the freshest thing that you read,
Mm-hmm.
I have been having a prop. Like right now, I kind of feel like I'm stuck in life
Mm.
because I don't I talked to one of my friends about this. Like I told him like I feel like I don't know what I want to do for a career. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't think of anything. There's nothing that just excites me. Like one point I want to do an IT. I even thought about like being a chef. I said no. And then I'm like I want to do real estate, but I really don't think I want to do that right now. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just like I don't know, and I feel like eventually I'm going to gravitate more towards streaming on Twitch as a full-time job because I feel like that's where I can um I can be myself. And like I said earlier, like I like to manage my own schedule. Like I can, if I want to stream at 10 o'clock, I can stream at 10 o'clock. If I don't want to stream at 10:03, I don't know how to stream at 10:03. I can do it whenever I want. So that last part it really just took me over. I'm in shock. This is literally like a book. Like you open me up, this is what you see, literally.
And we've only done one aspect. We only just started with the sun. We haven't even gotten to, the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Trying to see anything had jumped out to me before I go. Okay, okay, okay. I think you talked about most of it. All right, here we go. The moon. The moon represents the emotional responses, unconscious predestination, and the self image. The moon represents the emotions, and the moon sign shows how a person expresses themselves when at home, at ease, and comfortable. And your moon is in Virgo. Lunar Virgos find security in the little things in life. They feel most content when they're straightening out all the details of everyday life. Many of them enjoy running errands, paying bills, and balancing the books. They take care of these things happily, although some won't let on. In fact, many lunar Virgos are quite practiced at nagging and complaining. As long as they are appreciated, however, these people will help you take care of your life too. They are at their best when they feel useful and needed. If someone needs help, they are generally the first to jump up and take on the task. Some people with Virgo moons are accused of being underachievers. While it may be true that lunar Virgos can lack self confidence, many are quite simply content with living regular, unassuming lives. They appreciate simplicity and are often most comfortable when they are not getting too much attention from the world at large. Lunar Virgos are easily overwhelmed by pressure and stress. They worry, oh my god, insistently. Oh my god, am I saying that right? When there is too much to think about, and they know their limits. Arguably, the worst position for a lunar Virgo is without a steady routine or a simple, satisfying job. They need to feel useful, and they best express this by helping others in little ways. They need something to call their own and the space to do what they want to do. The unhappy lunar Virgo are fussy and complaining sorts. They are victims of routine and freak out when their plans are not followed. They are restless and nervous and can't seem to see the big picture. Probably the best remedy for these people is a job or a hobby in which they can express their deep need to analyze, attend to details, and micromanage. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see this because I know I'll be jacking up. These people express their affection for the people they care about in little but practical ways. They can be a little stiff when it comes to open, gushy displays of affection. Lunar Virgos are often shy with new people. However, when they are comfortable, they are anything but shy. More often than not, others can count on the moon in Virgo people. They are reliable and trustworthy. Above all else, Lunar Virgos are practical. Others turn to them for help and advice. In relationships, Lunar Virgos can be self-effacing, self-effacing. I feel like I'm missing a word. I don't know. And kind. Some are quite shy in love and easily intimidated on a sexual level. Many are not comfortable with their sexuality, but they aim to please nonetheless. The sign of Virgo is very body aware in general. If this awareness combines with a lack of self confidence, lunar Virgos can be aware of the parts that make up the whole. This can lead to a tendency to be intensively self critical. Once lunar Virgos learn to come out of their shell, however, they can be earthy partners with a lot to give. Some of the most skeptical people are lunar Virgos. They can't help but poke holes when faced with others' blind faith. Their criticism can be maddening, and their insistence on seeing the practical in anything emotional can be challenging, especially if you are the dreamy type. Virgo curiosity shows up big time with this position of the moon. To some, it can be confusing. Lunar Virgos seem very interested in others' problems, for example, but can be quite cool and even unsympathetic in the long run. Their advice can seem hard to more sensitive folk, yet lunar Virgos can be surprisingly delicate when faced with others' criticism. Virgo moon people are generally busy, quietly happy when they have their lives under control. They aim for a simple existence and are often quite content with very little. Many are early risers, ready to take on the day with enthusiasm. They scurry around, keeping busy and managing their life quietly and expertly. As long as their little world is manageable, lunar Virgos can be a delight to be around. Short description: he has a very good memory. Scientific or medical studies preferred above all others. He is humble and moderate, calm and reserved, emotional, disciplined. He is willing to help, devoted and gentle. Potential issue: servile nature, frequent changes of occupation, quick to become annoyed, upset, worried, and he is too shy. So we'll go with that because I think we got a couple of more, but we'll start with this because it's a lot. It's a lot up in here. Anything jump out to you, D? There's a lot in there, a lot to unpack.
It was a lot. So the first thing I do, where it says me and them enjoy running errands, etc. I do. Paying bills is a hell no. Just saying that. Who wants to pay a bill? Like, come on. And balancing the books, I'm not good with them. The oh, and the emotional thing is very much me, because I tend to overthink a lot, and extremely too much. Like I was overthinking last night. Like last night, I was in tears because I was just overthinking about something that's not even true. Like I just sit up here and make up fake scenarios to, I guess, to just hurt my own feelings. I don't understand why. I do have a very good memory. Like I remember. If you don't remember something, most likely I remember it. and that's kind of like long term memory sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm the type of person, like if you just tell me something, I'm probably not gonna remember it 3 seconds later. But if if you ask me about 2 weeks later, I'm probably gonna remember it. Exactly, my memory sucks too sometimes. I am willing to help. Oh, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
That love thing is the love part is very true.
Oh,
I can
wow.
I can be that way when it comes to open and gushy displays of affection,
Mm-hmm.
and I can be. I mean, some of y'all know I'm very nervous to tell, somebody that I like them because it's kind of like a nerve wracking thing to me. Like I sit there and it kind of go back to the overthinking thing. Like I kind of just sit here and overthink. Like, oh my god, I'm just gonna ruin everything. So I just kind of sit back and I don't say anything. There was one more thing.
Yes.
Um, when it said like um at first I may seem like a very shy person until I get comfortable around you.
Yeah.
That's the way like in pre-K, like pre-K, like most of my time in pre-K, like that whole year, like that whole school year, I didn't say anything until like I met people and I got comfortable. Like when I get comfortable with you, I can't shut the fuck up. I don't know how to shut the fuck up. I
Okay.
I, I fucking run 90 to nothing. Like I am now. Like if you let me keep going on, I'm gonna sit here and ramble. But yes, yes, a lot of this is very true.
Ah. Okay. Okay, D. I have a couple of questions.
Mhm.
Um. Do you feel like you are well, I know that you did say that you feel like you don't know what you want to do in life right now.
Mhm.
But do you feel comfortable with what you're doing now? Are you content with that, or do you feel hungry for like more in life? Do you feel more like you need something to make you feel like you're doing something in life?
I mean, outside of work, I am content with what I do until I actually get there.
Yeah.
um, and that's just mainly because I don't want to be at work. Um, so yeah, like if you ask me, yes, I am content with my job,
Mhm.
but there are times where I'm like, I need to. I feel like I need to move on, or I need to find a better job or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, but like, but like, then I'm like, well, I have a decent job. Like I don't do much. I literally sit there and get paid the last half of my shift to do literally nothing but watch people's streams and sit on my Switch all day. But like that's why I'm content with my job.
Yeah.
But then like I'm just then like when I'm actually working the first half, I'm just like I'm sitting here, I'm doing all these things. Like I'm basically doing a supervisor's job at like a regular employee level. Like I said, like I want more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've been passed up so many times, and I'm just not getting. I'm not.
You're not where you want to be that you feel like
Yeah,
you should be.
I'm like I'm not where I want to be. Like I'm hungry for more, but I'm not getting fed the food that I need to, satisfy my hunger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, I sometimes it's like that for me.
Yeah.
Exactly, Jet. Like, where's that fire? Where's that passion?
Yeah.
Like, well, like some days I can go into work in a good mood, not have any problems. Yes, I'll get upset here and there, but in reality, I'm not mad. Like, like for example, like something that would usually upset people, at my job. Like this man told me, like he called me on, like it was this patient that called me, and he said, "What is your name?" I said, "My name is D." And then this man told me I don't have a real name or a real title. So I'm sitting here like,
What?
yeah,
Not the
like most
not the
people,
real name.
yeah, like most people, they would get upset about that and they would
Mhm.
just sit there and cry. But me, I thought it was funny. I laughed it off. But and so it's like times like that because that was technically a good day for me because I thought it was funny. Like any other day where I was having a bad day, I probably would have cried. But because I was having a good day, I was content. I was content. Like I didn't care. I just thought it was funny. But that was just me rambling. So
No, it's okay. It's okay. Um, do you feel like that Do you feel like you kind of get fussy when things don't go your way, or you kind of
Yes,
complain a lot?
yes. So I used to like a year and a half ago. I used to plan family events. It'll be my family and our cousins who moved down here from Houston. It'll be them, and then our other cousin and one of our friends. Like I would plan an event for all of us to get together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe once a month. Once every other Friday or Saturday, and I do all these things. I plan it. I'm like, hey, you guys to bring this, and just show up at this time. And then like when the day comes, nobody shows up on time. Somebody forgot something, or it's this, or it's that, and that just frustrates me. It just it frustrates me. My blood will literally boil. Like I'll be so pissed off. Oh my god, I'll be so just thinking about it just pisses me off again. But
Oh.
but like it got to the point where I was so frustrated and fed up. I just stopped planning it because I feel like I was putting in all the work and not getting any answers back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can see that the next line on there was saying how uh you like to micromanage, and you like to attend the details. So you went through all this time picking all these things out, making sure everybody was there, doing all the things, letting them know all the time, all the things, and nobody showed up. So I can definitely see that Virgo in there. Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that's very much so.
All right. I got another part here on your moon. The moon is in your fifth house. He likes pleasures, distractions of all sorts. Emotional life is rich. He loves children and may have a lot. He will be self-taught. You love to share emotional experiences with loved ones and have a flair for the dramatic. Love affairs are magnetic and intense, and you don't take them lightly by any means, although you may go through much change with regard to your romances. You are attached to children, whether they're your own or not. Your creative hobbies are subject to relatively frequent changes, and you may have you have innate artistic talent. You have a vivid imagination and are given to daydreaming often. There is a sense that you are always in touch or trying to get in touch with your inner child. If the moon is challenged, you may have problems with impulsive shopping or gambling, or with frequent love affairs. They never fully satisfy you. In any of these cases, you are more attached to the game than the player. This is something to work on if you're looking to find true fulfillment. You might take a risk just for the fun of it, but in the process, you are being irresponsible to others and to yourself. All right, and then your 20 trine between the moon and Mercury. You can be quite expressive and animated in your speech. You have an outstanding memory and tend to pick up a lot of information from your environment. You love to chat and exchange ideas. Even if you are shy, once you're friends, you love to talk and about pretty much anything under the sun, and you enjoy sharing stories from your past. For the most part, you are focused on day-to-day activities in your communications. Oh, child, what that say? They didn't cut the little words off. Uh, any of them? What that say? I can't see. Something about philosophies. I don't know. What is they doing?
Grander philosophies.
Oh, okay. Some of the words cut off. You are naturally curious and interested, and others find you very easy to talk to. You are accommodating and curious, but you are not as well equipped to handle heavy emotional demands. You thrive on change and variety. You might be a little addicted to gossip. More probably, however, you are simply very curious about others. There's a twinkle in your eye, and you are never short on humor. You are playful and versatile. You make a fun companion and an interesting friend. You listen. Yes, you do talk and occasionally interrupt in your excitement, but you are a curious person who does want to hear what others have to say, and that is a real pleasure. In fact, you are more able than most people to get others talking, simply because you are very receptive and sympathetic. You pick up others people's feelings and body language readily. He has a good judgment, a good memory. He is talented, imaginative, vivacious, and develops, adapts, and grows throughout life. This adds a youthful, lively quality to the personality. He may have an aptitude for interest in learning foreign languages. Okay, that was it. All right. So, is anything jump out here before I ask you a couple of questions?
Um, the children part, I wanted. Now, I'm not really a type of person. I don't like children that are not mine.
Mm-hmm.
I like kids, but like, I don't like badass kids. That's just a given. Cute little nice kids. That are gonna behave. Yes. Um, it may have a lot of children. I've like since I was little. Well, not little, but I've always wanted to have at least 5 kids.
Woo, D.
So that's the thing.
D finna be rich for real. He got 5 kids.
Let's see. So I gotta. People do tell me I'm very easy to talk to, and I'm a great friend. There are some things that with the heavy emotional stuff, it's sometimes depending on what it is, I can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a friend, like, she was just going through like a lot, like it was like it got to the point to where it was very emotionally draining for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of hard. But like I'm that kind, like I'm like that friend. Like I don't care about how what it's doing to me. I just want to make sure you're okay. Like I can handle myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the kind of person I am, no matter how emotionally draining it is. Like I may not be able to give you the advice, or I may not know what to say all the time, but like I'm going to be there for you the most that I can.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for me.
Okay. How do you feel about the love affairs? Do you feel like your love affairs are magnetic and intense? And it says you don't take them lightly. Do you feel like that's true?
I really don't. Yeah, I really don't.
Possessive. I'm dead.
That's all I have to say.
Okay. All right, you talked about the children, all the good stuff. Do you feel like you have an impulse shopping? Oh my God, y'all need some Toms. Not Toms. What's it called? Cough drop. Oh my God.
I need some
Since that stimulus check came in, me and the Amazon truck are the best of friends.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Not the Amazon. Okay.
What did we say about Taurus?
But this is his moon twin. It's his moon.
It's
double though.
Overall.
Yeah, it's double though. You have it twice. But I have one thing also. Do you feel like these things, like having love affairs, having the impulsive shopping, do you feel like they never satisfy every time that you get all the things?
The love affairs, I do feel satisfied sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, excuse me, most times I do feel satisfied, because like once I don't want to say pick a person, but once
you said it right, Taurus.
You know what's so funny about that? Last night I was thinking, I'm like, okay, Redacted is my person. I don't give a damn. That is my person.
The Taurus jumped out.
Person. I don't give a damn.
The Taurus jumped out.
Wait, what was the second part of the question? I forgot.
Well, I was just asking, do you feel fulfilled with
Oh,
shopping and or love affairs?
so with the love affairs, most times, yes, I do feel fulfilled. With shopping, no, I don't,
Okay.
because so I was in somebody else's stream,
Mm-hmm.
and I went in and I dropped 5K bits,
Mm-hmm.
and then after I did that, I was like I don't feel satisfied, so I dropped 1,000 more, and after that, I still didn't feel satisfied, but I know I need to calm the hell down.
I'm crying.
But so with the shopping, no, I'm never satisfied.
The
I'm
well.
never satisfied.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I'm on Amazon at least 2 to 3 times an hour.
Not an hour.
God damn, D.
Do do I buy things? No, but will I add something to my cart? Yes. And will I buy it? Probably not. I'll sit there and sit on it for hours,
You'll think
for
about
days.
it and be like, do I need
Yeah,
this?
but before I bought my TV, it was in my cart for a good 4 or 5 days before I actually bought it.
4 or 5 days. Some of us be having stuff in our cart for like a month, 2 months, a year. We still
And
be like,
and
I don't
and
know.
and the sad thing about it is, most stuff I buy, no matter how cheap or expensive it is, I usually have the money for it. I just can't get off that money. Like when I bought this RAM for my computer, I sat on that RAM for at least a good 6 months before I actually bought it. And then when my friends just said, just buy the fucking RAM, and I bought the fucking RAM, and
I'm
and
dead.
I almost canceled the order.
Lord.
Yeah, so I will say I have a shopping addiction and spending money I don't have. Yes.
At
Oh,
least you admit
wow.
that's the first
Yeah,
step.
that is the first step.
The one thing that stood out to me, which is kind of like random, but when it said that you have like a connection to your inner child and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and like, okay, so because we're the majority of us are little Animal Crossing crackheads now,
Mm-hmm.
and I immediately thought, because one of Dee's favorite characters, also one of my favorite characters, is Stitches, and Stitches is this cute little bear, and his whole like setup and decor is like little kid stuff. Like this bear is literally like obsessed with like child things. Like he's like a little baby with little
Yeah.
kitty toys and stuff like that. And I was
And
like,
it's so
and
cute.
D loves that character, right? So I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
And
yeah.
and one more thing. Speaking of, I speaking of, he loves children. A funny thing is, I applied for a daycare
Oh,
to work at a
hi.
Oh,
daycare,
wow.
and I got a call back, but it's kind of two different scenarios to why I didn't take that job. One, I didn't take it because I had just started the job I was at now,
Mm-hmm.
and plus that daycare was only paying $8. Like, come on now. To deal with some badass kids all day, you got me fucked up. But anyway,
I'm
yes, I applied at a daycare, and like I wanted to be a teacher. I've actually wanted to be a teacher before,
Same.
and but then I said no, I'm not gonna do that because I don't have the cleanest language. So so
Do you like, you gonna pick up that shit? I mean,
I don't have the cleanest mouth. So yeah.
Don't let D raise your kids. It's gonna be cussing them out.
they gonna come back cursing.
I whoop other people's kids, okay?
Oh
Bruh.
my.
D said it ain't safe. It ain't safe.
All right. So now into your Mercury. And Mercury represents communication, Cartesian, and logical spirit. And Mercury is in Taurus. He is faithful to his ideas, unchangeable and quietly opinionated, persistent but discreet. He likes all the pleasures life can offer. Careful in speech, deliberate, intelligent, learns best through the senses, not through the traditional education system. He possesses plenty of common sense, and his simplicity makes it easy to get from point A to point B in as few steps as possible. Weaknesses: stubborn, obstinate, withdrawn, and slow to react. And then you have a Mercury in the 12th house. He may have difficulty expressing himself, especially when young. He does not talk much. He does not speak just for the sake of it. But when in the mood, he can talk about a lot in big bursts of conversation. He may prefer to work in remote, quiet places. He is discreet and philosophical. I don't know why I said philosophy. Okay. fuck it. You are not very quick to speak or communicate, especially in childhood, as you need to develop trust in your own abilities to express yourself. You make an excellent confidant. You are very discreet, and secrets go into the vault. You might make matters too complex by over analyzing motives or hunches, and then have problems acting on your intuition as a result. You are very attracted to symbols, sentiment, imagery, and paradoxes. You prefer not to focus on facts and learn best when ideas are presented visually, emotionally, or imaginatively. Learning to communicate, learning to communicate clearly is a challenge for you, but one that might put an end to feelings of guilt, of being misunderstood, and to attracting unpleasant situations or duplicitous people into your experience. And then there's a 5-degree sextile between Mercury and Saturn. He is precise or strives to be mentally organized. He is able to study, concentrate, and focus, and often has the patience to work towards a goal slowly but surely. He may take his time to get communications just so, and prefers step by step directions. Respects tradition and rules, preferring a sense of order. And then there's a 25-degree trine between Mercury and Uranus. He is perspicacious, ingenuous. He binds intelligence and originality together with genius. He likes literature, especially fiction. So, anything stand out to you about that little section, D?
I don't like to read.
What is wrong with you?
I'm dead.
That he likes literature. Hell no. No, I don't like to read. Hold on. My mind is.
Are you
Lord.
faithful to your ideas?
Yeah, I can be. If I see an idea or I come up with an idea and I think it's gonna work, yes, I can be very faithful to it. But if I feel like it's not going to work or it's not turning out right, I'll say fucking and just scrap the whole thing and start from the beginning. Like if y'all watch me stream, me building a house in The Sims, if I don't like something, I'm going to start the fuck over because the idea is not working.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do learn best through my senses. I'm not a you can't tell me to do something and expect me to know how to do it. Like I would like you to show me or talk me through it as I'm doing it in order for me to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a hands-on type of person. I'm not really a okay, teach. You teach me how to do it verbally. I'm not gonna know how to do it. I do prefer to work in a quiet place because, like, if people are sitting here talking to me, or there's noise going on, there's music playing, or something like that, I can't focus. It's hard for me to focus and try to get done what I'm doing. That's why I don't really listen to music a lot or at all, because it's hard for me to focus on what's going on, or I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And if I do listen to music, it's very low, like extremely low, and that's very rare for me. Or if I'm doing something, if like A, B, and C is going on, music's playing, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to freak out. Like I'm not going to, you know, freak out to where you can see it, but in my head, I'm just about to like lose my mind.
Yeah.
That's why if my sister has people over and they're listening to music very loud, they're talking, I can't be in there. I can't do it. Like I just can't do it. That's why I don't go to concerts or anything. I don't do loud events. So I have to be in a quiet place. Things have to sounds have to be low for me in order for me to stay calm and to get done what I need to get done.
All right.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So our last part, you have 100-degree trine between Mercury and Neptune. He can put down in writing everything that his imagination and intuition dictates. A wonderful storyteller. A negative 88-degree opposition between Mercury and Pluto. He may be impatient, often fearing or imagining the worst that could happen. He likes contradiction. His arguments can be intense. You can be very incisive and aggressive with your opinions. You have a tendency towards fanaticism and often want to impose your ideas on others, sometimes in a subtle manner and sometimes more imperatively. You are drawn to mysteries or investigation. There can be mental fixations or obsessiveness. It can be wise to think things over before speaking and to respect the weaknesses of others. And then there's 35-degree sextile between Mercury and Lilith. It can be provocative in speech or communications, persuasive, interesting conversationalist, quick to see the flaws in a situation. And lastly, 176-degree conjunction between Mercury and the rising. He is intelligent with quick and lively reflexes. He is preoccupied with his circle and likes to exchange ideas with his friends, but also with strangers. Of an open nature, often reaching out to others. Interesting.
Well, well, well.
I do much like to exchange idea with my friends. I feel like sometimes I exchanging ideas. I feel like I try not to do it sometimes because I feel like it's kind of annoying. Nobody really cares, so I'm not gonna say anything. But yes, exchanging ideas. I love talking about the things I think about, or something I come up with, or something I want to do. But like I said, I try not to talk about it sometimes. But yeah, that's something very big for me. Um, let's see. I can't. I am very quick to see flaws in a situation. I like if I see something going on, I'm like, oh, I'm like, that's not gonna work.
Bruh.
Um, let's see. Oh my gosh, I am very impatient. I'm an extremely impatient person.
Mm-hmm.
Like if especially if I'm kind of like excited to do something, I can be very impatient. Like for example, if you tell me, or if you tell me that like, hey, you got something in the mail, hey, or Amazon says, hey, your package is gonna be delivered at 2:27, in the afternoon. I'm gonna be out there at that fucking mailbox at 2:27 in the afternoon, wondering where the hell you at.
I'm weak.
I get very excited. I get impatient. And another thing that kind of goes along with impatient, like if okay, for example, me going to work, I'm not supposed to clock into work until 1 o'clock. So I leave the house 30 minutes early because I'm impatient. I'm never late for anything because I'm impatient. I'm ready to go. With being a wonderful storyteller, if I know all the details very vividly in my head, I can tell a pretty good story. But like if it's something that just happened, take that back. If it's something in general, I'm not going to be the best storyteller. If the story is not vividly in my mind, I'm not going to be the best storyteller.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right, we get into your Venus. Ooh. So your Venus represents an interest in emotions and values, exchange and sharing with others. My bad for the noise, Steve over here making coffee. Your Venus is in Gemini. Venus and Gemini people will try to win over the object of their affection with witty conversation, displaying just how much they know and demonstrating their diverse interests. These lovers are playful. Some might even call them a tease. They are hard to pin down. They resist relationships that promise to become too comfortable. Even those with their sun in Taurus or Cancer, whose outward demeanor may suggest some reserve and caution, will want their relationship to be stimulating and full of conversation with Venus and Gemini. Venus and Gemini people don't want to be tied or bogged down in their relationships. They appreciate lightheartedness and love. Although they are willingness to talk, perhaps endlessly, about their relationship, you may get the feeling that they gloss over some of the deeper issues. In love, their tastes change often, and it can be hard to know what to expect from one day to the next, or sometimes from 1 hour to the next. Pleasing Venus and Gemini involves supporting their need for fun and variety, showing interest in their brain power and knowledge, and giving them space for friends and activity outside of their relationships. Let them know just how much fun you have with them. Try not to get overly miffed by Venus and Gemini's changeable, fickle ways. Remember, that time spent with your lover will be exciting and invigorating. And then Venus in One, in your first house, big hearted. He is generous, altruistic, devoted, warm hearted, lovable, sweet tempered. He is drawn towards the arts, music, song. He likes gatherings, parties. He may have big emotional highs, may crave and get a peaceful life in love. You are a likable, magnetic, attractive, and charming person whose heart is often won on your sleeve. Unless Venus is very challenging, you are easy to befriend, diplomatic, and warm in self expression. You tend to attract others to you quite readily and rarely come on too strong and aggressively. Negative expressions of this position include a superficial charm, a tendency to play dumb when challenged or in doubt, and two-faced, passive aggressive behavior. They need to be liked by others, and or to keep the peace might lead to feeling of resentment or general unrest if you feel that you give up your own power to others. You might find it difficult to make solid decisions. Your personal sense of style and manner are things that others find fascinating, and you generally pay great attention to how these things benefit you in life. All right, that's it for that. All right, D. Thank you for that host. I'm not sure who that was because I was reading. All right, D.
I feel like because this one thing just stood out to me. Where is it?
What was it?
Um, although they are willing to talk perhaps endlessly about the relationship, that very stood out to me because I will talk about one person all day every day, or think about that person all day every day, and that's all I want to talk about. But I'm just like, I need to stop because not everybody wants to hear about this.
I see it in here. I see what you're talking about.
Like, like people don't want to hear that all the damn time. So that's very, very, very true about me. It's just like I feel like I can't help it in a sense. Like I have to get it out. Like I have to tell somebody, even typing it up and typing it to myself. It helps, but it does not satisfy. Like I have to tell somebody.
Yeah. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Because you do love to talk about them all the time, do you get a feeling that you gloss over some of the deeper issues that you have with them?
Yeah.
Like you love the situation that's happening, but sometimes you get through, I mean, you have problems and then you really don't really want to go through those problems. Kind of want to gloss over them.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was last night for me. Yeah, that happened last night.
Oh no. You gotta get in there, D. You gotta dig it out. You gotta see what's going on. Would anything else jump out to you?
You are easily likable, magnetic, attractive, and charming person. Those whole two sentences right there, that's very true.
Spicy.
Yeah, I don't come on too strong or aggressive, or I try not to. I feel like I may
try not
at
to.
times, but most times I don't. Let's see. I do feel the need to be liked by others because I feel like nobody likes me. I feel like if somebody doesn't like me, I feel like nobody likes me at that point. Oodles, that's a lie.
You giving people too much. You're giving them too much power over you. But I definitely understand that from somebody who has suffered from anxiety. So I definitely understand that. But you definitely giving them too much power over you.
Exactly.
I had another question.
Go ahead.
Do you feel like you need a partner who supports your need for fun and variety?
I would have to say yes, because if I can't have fun or variety in my life with that person, like what's the point? like if that's to me, that's like you're not supporting me if I want to do A, B, and C. So like if you're not gonna support me, when I want to have variety in my life, not saying that I want to go out and start talking to somebody else because I'm faithful.
Yeah.
However, but like it's just like I may want to do something new or something that the other person may not like, just to have variety in my life. Not saying that I'm going to do something dangerous. That's not what I was going to say. Not saying that I want to. I don't know what I'm saying,
Not saying
but
that you want to leave them because of that.
yeah, yeah. Not saying I want to leave them. I want to step out on them, but like I just kind of want to. I just want to do new things,
Yeah.
basically.
You want to keep it spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Geminis like to keep it spicy. Um, one more thing. Do you feel like you would like a partner who give you space to have fun with your friends? Like, would it
Um.
be a deal breaker if if your partner didn't want you to have a lot of fun with your friends? Like, they want to have all your time.
Mm, I feel like yeah, kind of.
Would it be a deal breaker, or would you be fine with that?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it'll be a deal breaker
Oh wow.
because although like I want to spend time with my partner, I also at least want to talk to my friends because I can kind of like when I start feeling somebody, I can kind of neglect my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that. So I'm like, okay, let me stop by, let me say hi, let me see how their mom and them doing, something like that. So like I don't want I don't like neglecting people.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a thing where I have to learn how to balance
Mm-hmm.
balance a friendship and a relationship at the same time because
Mm-hmm.
I do have trouble doing it. So I feel like it'll I feel like it'll be a deal breaker for me because I don't want to neglect people, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, okay, okay.
All right. So now we're gonna get into your Mars, more spicy stuff. I'm gonna just let you know this is gonna be very, very long, so we're gonna have to take a lot of breaks because it's a lot to unpack. But first off, your Mars represents the desire for action and physical energy, and you have Mars in Aries. This is a very impulsive position of Mars. The first instinct for Mars and Aries people is to take action. Quick flare ups characterize the Mars and Aries character, but their anger usually doesn't last for too long. In fact, these people generally don't live in the past and are not given to holding grudges or feeling resentful. Generally, their temper comes quickly and they deal with anger on issues right away. With this kind of character, there is little room for festering. With Mars and Aries, people listen to their instincts. They generally get things done and they make fast and usually decent decisions. They don't naturally stop to smell the roses or consider others' point of view when they are deliberating over what to do next. In fact, deliberation works at lightning speed for these natives, so they could hardly be called deliberate. Spontaneity is one of their assets, as are simplicity, purity of action, and innovation. Mars and Aries natives are often a step ahead of the rest of us. A life that is too predictable makes them antsy. Mars and Aries people enjoy starting fresh, new ideas, pioneering action, and fresh projects make them happiest. They generally enjoy challenges. Relationships with these natives can be exciting, but keeping up with them can be difficult. They're given to impulsive action. They are not known for sticking things through. Although their physical energy is great, they can lose their initial enthusiasm quickly. Mars and Aries natives are easily irritated by indirectness from others. They expect others to say things straight, no beating around the bush. They easily become impatient in convoluted plans or with people they consider to be slow to action. Most people with this position of Mars have a childlike quality to them. Sometimes they're downright rude and impatient, but with Mars and Aries natives, you generally know what they're after. Unless Mars is afflicted in the chart, you can also pretty much trust that they don't have any hidden agenda. So, first off, I see we have that childlike quality again, like we had up there in your was it your moon? I think maybe. And I see, some decision making stuff. But did anything stand out to you, dude?
Um, the beating around the bush. Oh my god, I hate that. I hate that
Mm,
because, for example, when I'm at work, people will call in. I said I'd be like, okay, what is this? and I said, okay, what's the problem? That you're having. No, I'd be like, okay, what's the problem? Like exactly what's going on, and then they'll be like, they'll tell the whole life story, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't care. Just tell me what's going on. Like I don't care. I don't need to know. I don't need to know the story on how it led up to you having this current problem. It bothers me because I don't care. I simply don't care.
Wow.
I simply don't care. Oh my god.
I'm trying to get on and off this phone. Okay, that's just me. Don't tell me your life story unless I ask for it.
They just want to give you a little bit of
They
background
love to talk
knowledge.
to you. You forgot, D.
I don't need no background because I'm either way it goes. I'm gonna give you the same answer.
Wow. I'm about to call you.
I don't care if your hamster died and you broke this. Like I don't care. Just tell me that you broke it and how it broke.
Child. Okay. Oh, let me see if there's anything else that I picked up on. Let's see. Uh it does say, that you like the exciting things, which we just saw in your Venus, that you don't like doing the same things all the time.
Mm-mm.
You need all the other things, and um that you feel like that you don't hold grudges, and that you can get over being mad about something like immediately.
Yes. Like I don't hold grudges. Like I'm like being being mad or being upset at somebody or holding grudges against somebody. That's not gonna fix anything. That's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna do anything. That's not gonna benefit you at all. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
what's the point of sitting there being mad at somebody because they drunk your water that you wanted? Like, what's that gonna fix? Like, it's like that water is not gonna come back. That is not going to come back. So I don't see the point of staying mad at somebody. Yes, I'm going to be mad at you, but it's not going to be for long because eventually I just won't care anymore because I don't see the point.
I say you take the water and you pour it on their head. That's what you do.
Um,
But that's
twin.
I'm just,
but that's because I'm toxic. But Okay. Now, twin, is there anything you picked up on?
Um, I would. Well, I was getting distracted by the ambulance that was going past, but I would have to say that the whole part, because we just learned about Aries and the childlike, them not having enough patience, like they're ready to go. They're always on the go. So, and you already talked about that part, so like in and out. You want them holes in and out.
mm-hmm.
So that's all me had.
All right. So now, on our next dive into the Mars, we have Mars in the 12th house. So much of his energy goes into working life. He loves research. He could be a lab worker, doctor, police officer, teacher, specializing in hospital, prison, or hospice work. He can be indirect and very private. Rich dreams and fantasies. With Mars in the 12th house of the natal chart, you can struggle with asserting yourself in direct, natural ways in your youth. But with time and experience and perhaps some hard work, you're likely to learn to work with this energy rather than allow it to work against you. Watch for a tendency to feel defeated before you've given something a real shot. You're extraordinarily resourceful, and you can handle many things in your own or in uniquely creative ways. Though you may have a great deal of energy and drive, you lack confidence or the desire to put yourself and your interests first. Positively, you can be very unselfish, working more on behalf of others than yourself. You deny your own desires and needs too much, however, and are likely to secretly become very angry, which can sabotage your finest efforts. There is a touch of the incurable romantic in your nature. Your daydreaming and fantasizing world is rich and precious to you. You also bring imagination into your sexual relationships, although you can take a bit of time to feel comfortable and to warm up to the new person in your life. Overcoming a vague and persistent, I can't read, feeling of guilt or doom can go a long way towards a healthier, happier approach to the pursuit of your desires. And then there is a negative 116 square between Mars and Neptune. This is a challenging position as you have difficulty trusting in your ability to go after the things that you want in a direct manner. It may also be that you have difficulty pinpointing what it is that you want, or that part of you doesn't feel you deserve it due to a basic lack of self confidence. Your fear of rejection, as well as criticism and often use roundabout means to go after what you want. Why can't I read? Your imagination is so powerful that it can be hard to trust your instincts. You easily imagine things going wrong as just as you easily fantasize about good things. Your desire nature is strong yet also very suggestible. You're attracted to mysteries and intrigue. Sexual experimentation is likely as you are forever addicted to sensuality and unusual perhaps even that many would consider perverted sexual scenarios. However, your sensual appetite might I can't read. I apologize, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with me.
It's all right. It's a
Might
lot,
be
child.
might be much like a bottomless pit, and you could find yourself forever in a state of wanting more, tiring of regular sexual scenarios quickly, and endlessly searching for the next sensation. If your addiction to fantasy is present, you could find yourself constantly chasing a new and more complicated fantasy. It is only when you get into touch with your heart and discover your true desires that you realize that sensations are merely sensations, not deeply satisfying or fulfilling. Fears of inadequacy can be great with this position, and you may either deny yourself as a result or overcompensate, seeking out experiences in which you are pretty much assured positive feedback. Some of you will experience both of these extremes in your lifetime. Although you can be very creative at keeping your motives and personal agenda hidden, in fact, many of you seem to surface things to be quite gentle and yielding. You might eventually become resentful if you feel the need to resort to sneakiness in order to get what you want out of life. If you do feel resentment for giving up your power to someone else, learn to avoid giving it up unless you truly understand that you are doing it for yourself and not for someone else. Resentments have a way of building and distorting themselves into ugly manners if you don't deal with them properly and directly. You're often passive aggressive in your approach to others, and this can cause a lot of problems in your life. You are usually found chasing a dream or a fantasy. The former is probably the better path. Adopting a more direct and assertive approach to life is something that you should be working towards. You will need to get over your feelings of guilt when you do adopt this approach. Learning to have responsibility in your actions and to avoid blaming others for failures is important. At your worst, you can be disorganized in your approach to life and easily procrastinating and lacking follow through when you do begin a task. Some of the most important lessons you need to learn in life are self control, self assertion, and trust in yourself. At your best, you are a creative person with a powerful imagination and great stores of compassion. That was a whole lot.
It
uh,
was.
It was a
okay,
lot,
so
Trini.
let me go back to where I was. I don't even remember where I was. Because I think one thing that did stand out to me that I want to ask about was it did say that sometimes you don't put your own interests first and you tend to do a lot for others and you kind of deny yourself like self-fulfillment and it makes you angry, so sometimes you might sabotage things that you really want for yourself because you're always doing for other people. Do you think that's something that rings true for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
Mm,
Yeah. That's very true. Mm.
interesting.
Because I'll end up doing something for somebody else, and yeah, I just won't care about myself,
Mm,
and then I'll get frustrated.
understandable. Very understandable. But you gotta remember, you gotta put yourself first. Even though it may be hard sometimes, you gotta do it. Because if you're not looking out for you, then you can't be there for other people.
It's
And
hard.
that goes to everybody. Even myself, that goes to all of us. We have to take care of ourselves before we can do for other people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Is there anything that I said in this whole, book that stood out to you in particular, D?
Novel.
Well, at the
Literally.
very beginning, he loves research. So, okay, a lot of my examples gonna be from work because
Mm,
I do a lot for my job. So, like, we'll have this particular issue that nobody has, like nobody knows what's going on. We have to send it over, and then I'll just like we had this thing at work. It's kind of like Facebook, but it's not Facebook. but we'll go in there and be like, hey, I have a problem with this and this. Can you see what's going on? And like I'll go in like somebody else posted, like I'll go in there by myself and I'll just kind of look at it. I'm like, I wonder what's going on. I'll sit there and I'll look and I look and I look until I just don't know and I'll just leave it alone. So I I guess you can say I do like researching things, but sometimes I could care less. I could be a lab worker, a doctor, police officer, teacher, especially in a hospital, prison, or in hospice work. No, I don't think I can do any of those.
Mm.
Or I don't think I could personally enjoy doing any of those because I'm not really a I'm not really big in the medical fields
Mm-hmm.
myself, so I don't think that would personally fit me.
Okay, okay.
Feel that?
Um, I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
D, don't be sounding like that. Okay. um, but you don't have to answer if you're not comfortable. But I am gonna ask some spicy ones. Let's see. Do you feel like you're very romantic in nature?
I can be.
Okay, okay.
I can be.
Do you fantasize a lot and daydream a lot about it?
I yes, I do all the time. I would sit here and daydream about anything.
Ah, ah, ah. Okay, okay, okay. Um, do you feel like you're forever addicted to sensuality?
Mm, it's a possibility.
Okay. And it says that, oh, I don't remember Twin reading this part, but I'm weak. But
The part about sexual deviant.
yeah, like
I,
you kind of have perverted sexual scenarios.
D is a deviant.
What do you think about that, D?
I can have those tendencies.
Ooh,
I'll,
my
I'll, I'll,
my.
I'll, I'll think about a lot of different things.
Okay, okay. Hmm. But it kind of goes back into you not being well. The way that they're explaining it is kind of going back into uh, your Virgo moon about how you're that you indulge in these things and you never get that true satisfaction.
It's hard for me to get. It's hard to. Yeah, it's hard. I sometimes don't get satisfied off of different things.
Yeah, interesting. You have it seems like you have a lot of addiction things happening in this chart.
Do we need to call up
Yeah.
A&E?
And it says you find yourself constantly chasing a new thing, trying to make it more complex, trying to just bring more things in it to kind of fulfill that
Yeah.
high.
D is addicted to pleasure seeking.
I see. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you feel like you overcompensate? And do you have fears of inadequacy because of that?
Yeah, I can overcompensate sometimes.
Okay. Do you know why you do that?
I don't. I really don't. I did. Sometimes I really can't explain the things that I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of the things I don't know why I'll compensate on something.
Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Do you specifically go after certain situations? It could be anything, so that you can get a positive feedback from that.
If I feel like I can handle it, yeah.
Like, do you personally put yourself? It could be the smallest thing, and kind of, or an example would be like, you recently did something, maybe you got a goal or something like that, and you tell everybody and everybody congratulates you. Do you feel like that's something that you like doing because you get the gratification back?
Yes.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. It is going back into that pleasure seeking side. That's interesting. All right. Oh, down here said love affairs are, oh my God, Twin, how you say that word?
Tempestry. Oh God, I feel like reading. I know how to say words, but it's like they look different.
Tempestuous? Is it tempestuous? Child, I don't know.
It's like the way they're spelled sometimes throws me off. Like I know the word, but it's like the spelling be looking different. I'd be like, now hold on.
well, you like to have passion for things in your love affairs. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
After the storm, crises, whoa, quarrels. And you like to be riled up, baby. All right, let's get into your Lilith. Black Moon Lilith represents our darker, deeper natures that may be repressed or buried, and yours is in Cancer. You may have felt ashamed for being needy or dependent and now feel awkward or even angry with people who display these traits without apology. He can feel very uncomfortable asking for help or expressing his own nature, a nurturing nature as a result. Accepting the very human need for care and concern in himself can be empowering. It can also help eliminate extremes of behavior in these areas where he expresses neediness to an extreme, after which feeling remorse and then repeating the cycle. And this part right here kind of goes back into that again about the pleasure seeking kind of tendency that's in your chart, and that you feel ashamed about wanting to have um uh, 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 um neediness, or wanting to have something, person or interaction or whatever. um and it's saying that if you nurture um the kind of qualities of being needy or dependent on something, that if you nurture that stuff, it can probably help you not wanting to feel bad about it or ashamed if you embrace it more. And then your North Node, South Node. The South Node represents our overdeveloped character traits. We are talented here, but if we overdo this area of life or hold on to these traits to feel secure, we may stagnate. The North Node points to the qualities that we need to work on and develop to achieve inner balance and fulfillment. And yours is in Libra. Your true North Node is in Libra. His path is to learn to cooperate, delegate, and share the load more often. He sometimes relies on himself so much that people in his life feel alienated or not needed. He is working on tact and patience. He may fear losing some freedom or independence if he involves others more, but also allowing some feedback or help into his life can restore balance. He lets success into his life when he lets others in. Unfortunately, he learns that self-justification stunts his growth. Qualities to develop and cultivate: cooperation, tact, sharing, and teamwork. Now with this one, I feel like from it might have been your Virgo. I can't remember your Virgo moon. It might have been. Is that it might have been that? I think it is. That I know that you experience disappointment when sometimes when you do things and people don't follow through on their end. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if you, and that's where you have that fear of fear of freedom or independence, when other people, when you give them more responsibility and whatever that you need help with, that you give them kind of that lending hand that you want to have help, and then they don't follow through. You kind of just feel disappointed and you end up wanting to feel like, well, I can do this by myself. That's it. I'm not going to ask anybody else. But it ends up, from what they say, it stunts your growth, because you need that kind of, occasionally you're going to need some type of teamwork or some type of sharing, even though you know that you can get it done the way that you want to get it done. But if you never know, you might have somebody that can help you that has a different take on whatever that you're doing. It could actually enhance whatever that you're doing.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, all of us go through that though, like seriously,
right.
Honestly and truly, like, because us being aquas too, we're very stubborn. So, and you also you being Taurus, very stubborn, so
Big
um,
sign, gang, gang.
it's kind of hard to ask for help, even though because you know you can get it done by yourself, but you still sometimes you do need help. You just it's just kind of hard to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like asking for help because I feel like I can do it by myself. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we always had group projects in school, I liked being by myself. Even though I had to do all the work, it was easier. I don't have to rely on anybody to get their part done.
Mm-hmm.
I rather just do it by myself and make my life 200 times easier.
Yeah. But this is going to be, even though I 100% agree with that, because high schoolers ain't shit, but because they don't help do nothing. But when it comes to us being adults, you having some other feedback can, like I said, restore balance. Because when you do it yourself, you kind of get that. It's just like asking advice, also.
Mm,
Like, okay, so I have this situation. What do you think about this? Or this is, you know what I mean? Like getting that kind of another
mm,
perspective just to add into that, because they might give you some advice or some type of thing that can enhance whatever that you're doing, and you just never know. But we know that you're efficient enough to do it yourself. But just think about having some other people in there to help you. All right, and then your North Node in your fifth house, his plan is to believe in himself enough to feel comfortable expressing his unique creativity to be the center of attention, committing himself to a definite path rather than shooting in the dark. Although he feels less pressured and more comfortable in a group or informal setting, moving out of this comfort zone once in a while can enhance his social and romantic life tremendously. Qualities to develop: self confidence, getting personal, willingness to stand out or call attention to himself. Now, this kind of goes back to it might be your Taurus and your Venus, I think, about you kind of wanting to be not really a center of attention. Um, but it's saying that, every once in a while you got to step that foot out in that spotlight, you know, and kind of push yourself into predicaments that you probably don't feel much comfortable with, very comfortable with. But it can also conflict with you being content with how you already are, though. So that's probably going to be kind of hard because your Taurus is stubborn, and then you trying to do new things, which Taurus don't really care to do new things. Um, I don't know. How do you feel about that, D?
I feel like I'm lost. Oh, here it is. I feel like I used to be in the spotlight all the time, but since I've gotten older, I don't want to be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Like I just okay, well, I take that back. I want to be in the spotlight, but I don't want to be in the spotlight. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can sit there and I can be like, oh my god, like I want to be up there. I want to do. I want to be in the attention. But you call my ass up there, I'm gonna say, oh hell, I'm gonna say hell the fuck no. No, no, sir, you're not gonna put me in the spotlight. No, I'm scared. Okay, like I don't want to be in the spotlight. So that's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
Now I may step out sometimes and be in the spotlight, but most times, yes, I want to be in the spotlight. But when you ask me, I'm going to hell no.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it says it will help you some if you do.
Gotta take those chances.
Yeah, you never know.
Mm. Mm. That's all I got to say. Mm.
We're gonna take chances in 2020 going forward, D.
We ain't got no choice.
Maybe.
We ain't got nothing else to do.
Exactly. I mean, we stuck in the house. What is a 2020?
Truly.
All right. So now into the houses. And house one is the area of self identity. The ascendant or the rising is a symbol of how one acts in life. It is the image of the personality as seen by others and the attitude that one has towards life. And you have Ascendant in Gemini.
She like me. She
Those
wanna
born with
work
Gemini
hard.
rising see the world
Wow.
as a place to
Yeah,
learn. They're curious about the people
she
around
must
them.
got
Sounds familiar to
butchered
say.
because
Curious
that's
rising.
messed up,
Well, it is,
man.
but there are some
Did you
important
hide
differences.
when
While
you were
Sagittarius
running?
seek to expand their mental and physical horizons in
Yeah.
a broad sense,
Scratch mark.
Gemini is
Or
mostly interested in
No, I
more
didn't have
valuing
none
social
bleeding. I
circles.
wasn't bleeding.
These are people who love to ask questions, to move on
scratch
freely
marks.
and to
It doesn't matter
deviate.
if you're bleeding. It's
Definitely
scratch marks.
restless and often quick in physical expression, natives of the Gemini ascendant exude an air of
Claudette, we
impatience,
was
even
done
if
with.
they don't mean it.
Yeah.
In
So
fact,
I
there is
just
a cleverness to Gemini ascendants that can intimidate some, especially sensitive folk. Their facility with words can be a wonderful asset, although sometimes Gemini rising individuals identify too much with their mental agility and forget in their personal interactions and communications to nurture the people around them. A certain lack of warmth in representation and presentation can be the result, and although the style is generally a facade, it is not immediately apparent to most. People with, for example, predominant water signs may feel a little ill at ease when at ease with Gemini rising people. That is because they get to know them more personally, while strong air types more fully appreciate the fun and cleverness of these individuals. I found two styles of presentation most common with Gemini rising people. One style is bubbly, changeable, talkative, and a little quirky. These natives are interesting and fun. They constantly explain things, whether in their own behavior and opinion or those of the world around them. Another distinct style is rather cool and intellectual demeanor. These natives are often
Turkey
quite
treated
witty
like
and
a
clever,
friend.
but
Funny.
they present themselves in a less cheerful, capable, and
Gotcha,
amusing person.
bitch.
Their observations are sharp, and their
Ah.
overall
Yeah,
manner
I'll
is
take it.
cad brusque. No matter the style, Gemini rising natives are often oh god, I cannot read are given to analysis and making sense of their world. Their powers of observation are well developed. They're mentally active more often than not. Their minds are racing, and they almost always have something bright or witty to say. It is easy for individuals with this position to get sidetracked. As their curiosity is large, their minds are quick, and their attention spans rather short. As children, natives born with Gemini ascendant are often labeled as intellectual, inquisitive, and perhaps odd children. Many feel their upbringing lacks some warmth. In one-to-one relationships, Gemini rising people can seek a certain amount of personal freedom and space. They enjoy intellectual debates and exchanging ideas. Although they often demand a fair amount of freedom, they are often just as willing to give their partners room to breathe. House two. The second house is the area of material security and values. It rules money and personal finances, sense of self worth, and basic values, personal possessions. And you have Gemini on house two. Financial success can be acquired thanks to various activities. Frequent changes, be it of the activity or the workplace. He is required to use his wits to amass money, which is not always easy. The house and sign placement of Mercury can show areas where money can be made. And I forgot to ask you about your rising and all that stuff before I skip to house two. But from that little bit, what do you think that you identify with one of the two types of like Gemini rising people listed? Like do you feel like you're the more witty, kind of clever, joking one? Or are you the one that's more like you pay attention to details and you're very, not as outwardly cheerful, but you're more calm and collected? Do you feel like you can relate to either of those?
I feel like depending on what it is, I
Mm.
like if it's something. I guess if it's something I'm interested in, I can be I can be more witty. But the other one, if it's something that this kind of general, I guess you want to say, I can yeah. I'm just trying to get. This is what I do. This is what I do. But yeah, depending on what it is, I can be both. I can be both. If I'm excited about something, I can be bubbly and talkative and A, B, and C. And the other one, what was the other one? My mind is just like fucked.
Like the more reserved one.
Yeah. I can definitely be more depending on what it is. Like if there's something that I'm waiting for. I'm like, oh my god. I'll just talk about it all day. I said, did you hear that or do you know that oh my God. Or if it's something just general, I can be like, well, I probably won't talk about it as much. I can be more reserved and like not say anything about it unless somebody
Mm, I can
if that
see
makes
that.
sense.
It does. Oh, let me see. What else was in here that I kind of picked up on? Um, do you think sometimes you can be kind of intimidating to very like, sensitive people sometimes with your opinions and stuff? If you feel like you do that sometimes?
Hmm. Yeah. I could. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So do you
I
be out here hurt people's feelings?
I look. My intentions are not to hurt people's feelings, but it just happened.
D hurts my feelings all the time.
Oh,
I am a
wow.
witness to
Wow,
this.
Lee.
Oh, let me see. Is there anything else in here? We see more. Oh, one thing that did kind of stand out to me. Did you feel that maybe when you were growing up, did you feel like you may have not had a lot of like warmthness or like closeness to like your parents or anything like that, like growing up?
I was never at home. I was always at my aunt's house when I was growing up.
Mm, okay.
So I don't. There's certain things I won't tell I don't like talking to my parents about,
Mm,
and there's certain like we'll talk to my family about in general. Just there's
right.
just a lot of certain things that like I feel like I don't want to talk to them about. It's not it's not that I don't feel close to them. It's just like I just feel like it may be. It just feels awkward to me.
Mm.
It's kind of weird.
I think I get what you mean. To piggyback off of that, do you feel like sometimes you feel like the oddball or like the odd child or like the
Yes.
not even just the child, you just feel like the weird one of the family or the black sheep?
Yeah.
I feel
Sometimes.
that. I feel that. I feel that. That makes a lot of sense in this because it does say that like sometimes you guys feel that way because of certain things that you guys are interested in or things that you do compared to like what other people in your family may do, and you might feel like you're just kind of the odd one like out of the
Yeah.
space and stuff, so that makes a lot of sense. All right. Okay, so we can get back into the regular houses and stuff. Hopefully, we're not being hacked by the government or something over here. I don't know because I don't know what's happening. But where were we? I think house three, the third house is the area of social and intellectual learning, and you have Cancer in house three. Any travel that he does is usually only to visit family or friends. Family and dear ones are very important to him. They can always count on him in times of difficulty or trouble. Nostalgia is strong. Cautious in communications, he usually thinks before speaking. And then we have house four, the area of the home, family roots, and deep emotions, sense of self worth. And you have a Leo in house. May conduct family life like a business, rigorously and authoritatively. Great sense of organization, looking after what he owns well with pride. Which that reminds me of when we were talking earlier about, again, back to your Virgo moon, and I think it was also in your I think it was another Gemini placement too. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it did mention how you kind of take control of situations and stuff like that. And you mentioned how
Mhm.
you would always be the one that's kind of making the plans for the family, like we're gonna do this and X Y Z and stuff like that. So that's very interesting that Leo that house that the house four like Leo placement is kind of pushing into that also with that Virgo, because we know with Virgo they like to be in control of stuff. They like to not to say they like to micromanage, but they kind of do. They like to be the ones that make sure that they're like doing everything. They like to be on top of everything. So it's
Yeah.
very interesting. That's very interesting. D likes to be organized, and D likes to make sure people are in their place, make sure they're doing what they need to do. Nice. And then house five is area of creative self-expression, romance, entertainment, children, and gambling. And you have Virgo in house five. He does not lack for practical sense to run his business and home. He is ingenious and good with his hands. He is modest and prudish. D, I could see D being a prudish whore. I could see that.
Wow.
Do you feel D? No, let's not. We know you. I could see that. I could definitely see you. I feel like knowing you, I feel like you could be prudish in some topics. I feel like you might have a more kind of traditional sense of some things, because there a couple times it did mention that you can be very traditional, or you don't like the weird side of things. You don't like to step outside of what you know sometimes, or like
Yeah.
what you feel is the norm for you. So sometimes you might not be as open to other things like outside of what you feel is the norm for you.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I can see that. And again, that's that Virgo. That's that Virgo energy. But now we go into our house 6. And house 6 is the area of learning by material transaction. And you have Libra in house 6. And it says, above all else, he likes good, harmonious, and balanced working conditions, a good atmosphere. Weak point may be the kidney. So I think going back to like your work, when you mentioned how you like to work and how you don't like distractions and stuff like that, you like for things to be done a certain way and all that. So that kind of makes sense for me, to me.
Hmm.
But this is the part where we always either have like it's either a hit or it's a miss when it comes to this. Have you ever had like problems with your kidneys or anything like that, or is that something that you've dealt with?
No, I've never had a problem with my kidneys, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hi, Bree.
Hello,
Welcome.
Bree.
All right. Let me get into the house seven.
All right. House 7 is the area of one-on-one relationships such as marriage, partnership, and a social intellectual action. And you have that in Sagittarius. A union with a foreigner or marriage abroad. He seeks happiness in intelligence, companionship more than anything. So D, you finna be out here foreigning it up,
You gonna get married
getting
on a
married
cruise, D?
abroad.
I mean, hey, if the opportunity arises.
Okay. And your eighth house is the area of emotional security and of security of the soul. And you also have that in Sagittarius. This can point to profit through an inheritance, or it may suggest that support is often there for him when needed most, and a partner is likely to be financially stable or supported. However, he may not always be firm and accountable with matters ruled by the eighth house, so watch for sloppiness or excess here. Sometimes points to an end of life in a foreign land or on a journey abroad. Nevertheless, this is likely only to happen after a long life, usually an easy end of life. Oh, wow. Okay, so it says that you might make a little bit of money through an inheritance. Um, you also may have a partner to support you, whether
Okay.
financial or all the good stuff. And it's saying foreign as well. I think Sagittarius just love foreign things.
I think it said that
That's
when you did
crazy.
too. It said that too.
Yes.
Hmm.
And then in your ninth house is the area of learning that shapes the identity, and that is also in Capricorn. May tend to respect the religion in which he was brought up as a child and still holding this belief. Is that true to you? And you
I
also
try.
like justice and loyalty.
I do.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to stay with how I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. I don't like doing something I know nothing about. That makes.
Okay, okay. And then your 10th house is the area of material action. The midhaven represents the work one will do in one's life, the place one will take in the world of society. It becomes more important as one grows older. And you have that in Aquarius. Success in teaching. He likes contact with others to speak and explain in the profession. Ha ha ha. Do you feel like you can teach others?
No.
I'm
I don't think
screaming.
I can,
Okay.
because there's this one girl I that she was gonna take over my shift, but I had to train her 100%,
Mm-hmm.
and she got fired.
Damn.
I'm
Because
screaming,
but
D.
but but to be honest, I don't think that was me. I think that was more of her, because she couldn't remember shit.
Damn.
Like,
She said it was too much.
but you can never mind, I'm not gonna get into that part.
Oh,
Don't say
he's
it.
about to drag her baby.
This poor coworker, wherever you are, we feel for you.
But it does say this is something that will more take a bigger role in your life when you get older. So it may be different when you get older. You never know.
And it's mentioned D in teaching a lot of times throughout this. So I mean,
Very true. Very true. And then your 11th house is the area of search for social and intellectual security. And you have that in Pisces. He may have only a few friends, but with these friends, but with these, oh my God, but with these, the friendship is sincere and frank. Okay. How you feel about that, D?
I don't have a lot of friends. Like my people at home, I basically I would say I don't really technically have any at home friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um if we're not counting the people I met at work.
Yeah.
I may and the one friend that I technically have I share with my sister, and she's basically like family, so I don't really count her as a friend. But other than that, I don't really talk to or hang out with anybody at here at home.
Yeah.
It's more like I just talk to you guys on here all day every day. I don't talk to anybody else. So no, I don't really have a lot of friends or any friends at all at home.
Okay. Okay. Do you feel like your friendships that you do have are sincere and frank?
Yeah, I do.
All right. All right. And the 12th house is the area of education and of emotion. This is where we meet our karma, dealings with endings, and sometimes where we bury things. And you have that in Aries. Can take initiatives without consulting anyone, even his partner.
That's true. That's very true.
Wow, Lee.
mm-mm-mm.
How you gonna be going out here doing all the things without telling somebody?
Exactly.
Okay, this is kind of what I tell everybody. This is specifically. I guess it can be related to anything, but it's just mainly with me with traveling. I'm not gonna wait on you if I want to fly somewhere, I want to cruise somewhere or something like that. I'm not gonna wait on you because I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time and figure out whether you want to go or not. I will leave without you. I don't care. I will leave without you. I
Yeah.
don't I don't I don't want to hold back my life because you didn't want to go to A, B, and C.
Oh,
Like if I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I will
Red to
leave you.
go. The Aries energy jumped out.
hmm
He said, I'm out of here. Speedy Gonzalez. Okay, D. That's the end of the whole thing.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how exposed do you feel?
87.
Not 87. Wow.
My 87. Yo, 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 yo. Well. It's not as bad as it was. What you thinking was it, D?
No, it really was.
Yeah, it always like that. It's always like that. I think a lot of people have a lot of expectation that it's going to be mind-boggling, but it's not. It's a lot of stuff that you already know about yourself. In all honesty, it's just us trying to learn more about you and decipher what's that you resonate with and stuff like that in your chart.
So we know what makes you tick and why you are how you are.
Yes, I feel like I learned a lot.
I'm very yes, yes.
I'm very yes.
Yes, that's my answer. Yes.
Well, don't forget, you all, if you don't follow D already, go ahead. Make sure you follow D, even though he never streams, apparently, but follow him anyway. You never know if you get a stream or
God
not.
will let
Not
the
gonna
I
say
don't
that
chance.
he
stream.
even streamed today, but
I
Exactly.
don't
And
stream. I don't stream. Don't follow me. I don't even have a Twitch channel. I don't even have the proper equipment to even stream. Like, come
He
on.
has 87 monitors,
I don't
5
have
Not
87
computers.
87.
monitors.
Oh my
Got
god.
5 computers, 12 laptops. Let's not.
I barely even have a monitor. Like, come on now.
8 iPads, 12 iPad minis. And also, it is Dee's birthday today, which was also pretty special.
Yes.
Happy
Throw all them
birthday.
D emotes. I know
Happy
y'all
birthday.
got them. Throw them in the chat. Throw them in the chat. Also,
I have 4 new emails coming pretty soon.
So make sure y'all go and follow and subscribe. Get those moments.
Don't follow me. Don't subscribe to me because I don't
Ignore
stream.
him. Ignore him and his lies. Thank you. I appreciate all these liars because that's exactly what D is.
yeah.
Thank you, Evie.
But we thank you, D, for coming, being brave, laying out
Thanks for
all
letting
your
us know.
info.
And all in your business.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been stripped naked and laid on the table.
I had a lot of confirmation on a lot of things I already knew, but you know,
Ooh.
because I knew the D was slave owner and that he was materialistic. So.
Wow.
I mean, that's what it said.
It
Literally,
did.
first page.
It did. That Taurus confirmed a lot of things, and me and Twin just learned too. I was like, wow. Wow.
Very eye-opening experience.
Facts. Let's see. Twin, do we have a raid command?
I think
We done made a
do.
love one, right?
We did. We have a
Ooh,
we have
hold
a
on.
first.
Wait, what's it called?
It's called love.
Love. Oh, they didn't want to let me use it. Oh, I got a space in there?
There's a space. How? No, I think it did it for you. I misspelled it.
Oh,
No.
I'm screaming.
that's cute. Where you get that little heart from? That's cute.
The emoji keyboard. This
Bruh.
is a regular emoji. I have to edit them later, but
Oh,
I,
yeah. Okay.
just make them a little bit more spicy.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to follow D when all the good things if you haven't already. Also, check us
He's
out
about to be a
on.
full-time cooking streamer.
It wouldn't let you use it.
Damn it, I can't copy.
Hey.
Sim, try it again.
Yeah.
Oh, this says copy image.
Trying to remember all the things. I think that's all the things.
We've got ask and calendar.
Oh yeah. Make sure you guys drop us some asks. Because we love getting those.
We do.
Also,
Some always kills me with that little dragon. Or
yeah,
dinosaur.
that cracks me up every time. Oh my god. Friday is our 1 year anniversary.
Hey.
Y'all won't see us on Pond Friday, but you will see us the following Wednesday on the 6th. I believe it's the 6th.
Yes.
Me and Twin have a cool, exciting, also maybe emotionally draining month of May that's going to come up for y'all because it's mental health month. So we definitely will be getting into a bunch of things. We don't want to spoil it yet. We're going to wait until the 6th come and we'll explain everything that we're doing. But yeah, we appreciate you all coming today. All the good things.
Thank y'all for supporting us for almost a whole last year.
Oh yeah. Yes. It's been a long time coming. A long time coming. Let's see here. I think we're gonna raise somebody's because I see somebody's we can raid because we forget to raid people on this channel because we need to follow more people.
We do. We're horrible.
Because we're never over here, so it's kind of hard to remember to follow people in this channel. thank you all for coming. We love you guys. Hit the here's the raid command. Ooh, yay. Hold on, let me do it in here real quick. We're gonna go raid creative because I've never seen creative online in a while. But thank you again, D, for coming. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna read. Alrighty, cool. Cattens. We getting out of here.
Girl, be asking here.
Say it, twin.
Cool cats and kittens.
She sounds just like her. Oh my god. Alrighty, bye. Love you guys.
Bye.